What's going on, everybody? Rob Pirie here, and today we're going to be brewing some coffee. If you're here for the V60 to learn what it is, how to use it and all that, look no further. You have stumbled upon the correct video. I want to help you on your journey. That's what I'm here for. I'm the guide. I'm the guide to brewing better coffee, to making better coffee, to making better decisions while you're brewing coffee. That's what we're going to do today. Go over the V60. I'm going to show you some of the features of it, go into a little bit of the history, give you my recipe for it, what I like. You may do something different. I'll give you some variables to change up if you want something a little bit different. Real quick, the V60, Hario V60, it's actually a glass manufacturer. I think it started around 1921 or something like that. The spirals added to the V60 is actually pretty recent. I think it was like in 2004 they added the spirals. Pretty cool little design. The spirals actually help the coffee degas, kind of lets the water go through a little bit. You got a pretty good sized hole in the bottom, which lets the water drain pretty quickly. Now the problem is the Chemex has a pretty good sized hole in it too, but the Chemex paper has a little bit more thickness to it than the actual V60 papers. You'll notice that the V60 papers filter water a lot quicker than the actual Chemex paper. Just a little heads up on that. Now, they make plastic version, they make a ceramic version, they make a glass version, I think they make a copper version, they make a bunch of different versions. I don't know if Hario makes all of them, I'm sure they make, the majority of them, but I personally like the ceramic one. Once you get it pretty hot, it keeps the temperature pretty good. The plastic ones obviously are going to be more durable if you're traveling, stuff like that. And with that being said, I'll go over real quick what you need. You're going to need a kettle, you're going to need a mug, preferably Stay Humble has a hard mug. You're going to need a little scale, preferably a little gram scale, something that you can kind of get some accuracy with. If you do have a scale, this will help you be more consistent instead of just measuring out with a scoop or something like that. And then you're going to need some coffee. I've roasted some Burundi, a little lighter version of Burundi here, probably about a week ago, so about a week old. And you're going to need the V60 filters. They make brown filters, they make white filters, depends on what you like. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. Put your mug on a scale, put your V60 on your mug. Your water wants to be right below boiling. I usually do about 198 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what I like. Now once the water's boiled, what I'll do is I'll actually take it while it's boiling, and before I even put the paper in, I'll put a little water basically around the V60, just like that. What that's going to do is going to kind of heat it up a little bit, heat the sides up pretty good, but then what it's also going to do is it's going to allow this paper filter to stick to it pretty good. That way I ain't got to be dealing with it moving around. I'm also going to fold this little side here that's perforated or whatever they call it, and then open it up, put it in there, get it sticking in there nice and neatly. And at that point I'm going to go ahead with the water again, go around, wet the paper. Now I like to get it very wet. I don't like the paper taste and all that, so I definitely try to get all that out of there. Once you get that, you discard this water. I got a little water cup over here. Just like that, guys. Just like that. I mean, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple. Old Rob could do it. Take your coffee off. Get you a good whiff. I start out with 28 grams of coffee, and I'm going to add 450 grams of water. That's a 1:16 ratio. You can go up to 30 grams of coffee and do a 450 grams of water, which would be a 1:15. Obviously, one's going to be a little stronger than the other. I do 28 to 450. So that's what we got here. At this point, once I pour the coffee in, I don't pack it. You don't want to pack it because once you pack it, the water kind of just stays on top. It's kind of like a dirt mound. If the dirt's loose and you pour water, it'll kind of seep through and everything. So don't pack your coffee grounds whenever you first pour them in. I use my finger and I basically make a little hole just big enough to where you can kind of get a little dimple of water in there. And then at that point, we go ahead and add the water. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and also zero my scale back down to 0. And I'm going to add 80 grams of water in the beginning. And I'm going to pour slow, slow, slow. Going in little small circles, getting everything 80 grams. I grab both sides and I do a couple of agitations just to kind of get it loosened up pretty good, and then I wait about 25 to 30 seconds. Some people wait a good bit longer. I think some people wait to 45 plus. Some people only wait 10. Some people don't even wait at all. I personally do believe you need to let it degas a little bit, especially if you're using some fresher coffee. So after about 30 seconds, what you want to do, go ahead, start from the center, pour slowly, slowly work your way out, going in small circles. And at this point, I'm going to go up to about 350. 350 is going to take me pretty much to the top. Well, pretty close to the top. I'll be very close to the top. It won't be to the edge, but it'll be getting very close. Definitely stay off that paper. Don't hit that paper. You hit that paper, you done messed up. So don't hit the paper. Once I get to about 350, I do a small agitation. Not much, just a little bit. This also gives it a little time to sink down where I can add the next 100, which will bring me up to my 450, which is what I like. You may want a little more, you may want a little less. It's up to you, you know, and it's up to your cup. At that point, I go ahead and add the extra 100. This here brings me up to about 450. And it also doesn't bring me up to the rim. At this point again, I do another small agitation, then that's it. I'll let it go ahead and sink down for a little bit. Usually this whole brewing portion takes anywhere from 230 to 330, depending on how fine you grind your coffee, how coarse you ground it, and stuff like that. It's also going to depend on how long you waited in the beginning for the blooming portion of it. We'll go ahead and do one more little quick agitation. That's my last one I'll do. What this is going to do is it's pretty much going to give you a flat bed of coffee grounds once the water seeps all the way through. If you have it where it's a cone shaped and like a lot of it's still up on the sides and it's a little hole going through the bottom, you've kind of missed a lot of the extraction process that could be happening during this whole time. So once I see the grounds kind of like appear and there's no more water, at this point I go ahead and I take it out. I don't let it go ahead and drain all the way. I feel a lot of times it gets over extracted during that portion. Now I go ahead and just move it off like that. At that point, you're done. You're done, son. We'll go ahead and remove it. Always keep paper towels around because, dude, I'm messy. I'm messy. Notoriously messy. Extremely. Just happens. Now real quick, before I taste it and let it cool down for just a few seconds, I want to go over the variables that will affect the taste of your coffee at this point. One is the grind size. On the V60, what I usually like to use is a little bit of a medium grind. I feel too coarse and it drains too quickly, too fine, and the fines basically clog up the filter and it takes forever to basically go through, so you'll be hitting like a 4 or 5 minute brew time, which ain't good. You don't want that. Adjust with your grind settings and see what works best to hit that brew time of around 3 minutes or so. The next thing is water quality. If you're drinking like well water or something, you may be getting an entirely different taste. A lot of well waters have different, you know, minerals and all this other stuff, some sulfur and all kinds of other stuff in it. If you may be drinking some filtered water from Whole Foods, you may be drinking a high pH water or just a straight flat water. So most of this coffee is water. So depending on what type of water you're using is really going to play an effect too. Definitely take that in consideration whenever you're brewing. Third is going to be the coffee quality. This was a week old. It's very, very fresh. It's a Burundi. I roasted it light. That type of coffee is going to be super good in a V60. It really does a very good job of extracting those nice notes and stuff like that out of the coffee. And the fourth variable, which there's many more, but I'll just go over the four, is really going to be the little things you do during the brewing process, the agitations. If you have a spoon and you stir it 1 or 2 times during the process, how long you wait for the bloom. If you change any of those variables throughout the process, it's going to affect your taste as well. So play around with that. If your coffee's too bitter, maybe try a coarser grind, maybe try less agitation, stuff like that, and just work from there. Do little things, change it up, and yeah. Alright guys, so after you roast the coffee, you brew the coffee, you put all this time into this cup. It's Monday morning, you're ready to conquer the world, you got the whole week ahead of you. You're working on your dreams, you're working on other people's dreams, you're working on your kids' dreams, whatever. You pick up that cup, you move that scale to the side, you just think about how great it's going to taste. Because you just used the V60, used quality coffee, had some bomb water, roasted to perfection,
and all the beautiful things here in life.
So that's how you brew coffee with the V60. I truly appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to link the V60 down in the description below, along with the filters, the bleached and the non-bleached, the brown and white. This is actually an affiliate link, so if you do click on it, just know that I am getting a little kickback from it. You're not paying anything extra. If you go to Primal Coffee, it just kind of helps my channel out and just helps me grow. That's kind of what I'm focused on right now, growing the channel, trying to give back to y'all as much as I can. Like I've told y'all kind of my plan in the last video. I want to get down to origin. What I want to do is create some documentary style videos down there there, help out the farmers once I get back to roasting, focus on small lot, micro farm, you know, one farm at a time, help them sell their coffee, basically all proceeds going back to them and stuff like that. So anyway, if you have any questions, hit me up. Love y'all. And dude, I mean, I really appreciate the support. Y'all, I mean, the comments, the likes, the shares, the new people that are here, dude, truly appreciate y'all. From the people that's been there from the beginning that I still see commenting, like, I feel like y'all my family now. Love that, dude. So again, if you have any questions, just hit me up. I'm always down in the comments. I try to answer every comment. Guys, stay humble, hustle hard. Whatever dream you got, just keep hammering it. It don't matter how fast you're moving the ball down the field, as long as you're continuing to move the ball down the field. It's crazy times. Let's keep at it, guys. Love y'all. I told that boy the other day, I said, if you want to brew the best coffee in the world, get you a V60. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all learned something. If y'all didn't, I apologize for wasting your time.